world changer, coded by the blue storm. My number is 19, the power of all number. I am the master alchemist, the force behind the philosopher's stone. Skilled at the art of transmutation. I am the catalytic transformer of world consciousness and planetary living. I oversee the changes of the weather. I am the thunder that shatters your world systems. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rains that purifies, spies. It was I who caused the triple Aztec monuments of the Avatar archetype to appear in the ancient temple grounds. I oversee the morning and the evening stars. I behold the creator of the fifth sun, the present world. Sent forth am I to dwell among you, calling forth the sixth sun. For the great regeneration of the world's soul, to know me is to know your own power of self-generation. To know me is to know your own power of self-generation. Self-generation is power. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rains that purifies, spies.
To access the ideal of the law of time, which is energy factored by time is art. You'll also hear me refer to time as the evolution of consciousness. And so in doing so, with that consciousness evolving, we're able to overcome circumstances, transcend ourselves, and be able to tap into abilities and capabilities that we may not have been able to do with our previous mindset or states of consciousness. And so as we become more fluid in this approach, we'll be able to realize some supramental and even supernatural abilities that we will experience. But not only that, what's really powerful is this is ushering in the new age of what we call the shift in consciousness for humanity, moving from the information age into the telepathic age. And we're at the beginning stages of this. So you don't have to wait 100 years to get the memo. And then now, while you're getting on the tail end of this ideal and tapping into your own consciousness, you already been rewired to be a program of self-destruction. So that's something that we don't want to do. And so therefore, we have a huge opportunity to tap into and take advantage of all of this, all of these aspects as we move through our experience on this planet. All right, my name is Neb Taharka Kanishkawak, and I am here today to share with you some very powerful knowledge so that you are able to see, hey, if this person is doing this and these concepts are working, what would it take for somebody like me to remove my blockages so that I can thrive in my gifts, so I can thrive in my talents and my abilities? And so with that, just to give you a little bit of background on myself, about 8 years ago, I started to focus on sacred geometry through brain balancing, as well as, in addition to that, I also found myself studying the law of time in something called the Hollow Mind Perceiver. Now, you can go to the Foundation for the Law of Times website, and you'll see some really interesting concepts that will challenge some of the systems that's been put in place that may be disguised as to help us advance our consciousness, but you'll see many flaws and discrepancies that we may not have ever thought to look at. Now, when you're taking a close look at it, and believe me, anything that you look for, you're going to find. So if you're looking for the flaw, or you're looking for something that can indicate to you, this is what I need to be partaking in, then you're going to figure out how to empower yourself with the knowledge and the information. And so about 8 years ago, it was a leap year, and I just took a big dive. I said, well, let me see if this brain balancing stuff works. And then I was told at the time, because I didn't have a lot of experience with brain balancing, that it would increase the neurological activity in the brain, one, and it would balance the logical left, right, mental potential that you have with the emotional right, the emotional coefficient or emotional intelligence. And when the corpus callosum was able to help through focus balance the two, now you start to see things in a more holistic way versus a partial or a fractal, right, of how you can be. And so with that, I said, you know what if there was something that I could study that will enable me that was incorruptible and that could help me evolve? So I've seen a lot of people trying to make different political advancements and social paradigms to advance, and different movements of nationalism and things of that nature. And I said, I support that, but I also wonder what would happen if we actually evolved our mind, if we actually evolved our brain into something beyond what we were programmed to do. What if I did that, and now the circumstances that seemed very difficult for me became very easy? And what if, here's the other thing, I could teach other people to do the same? Well, fast forward 8 years. Well, let's fast forward 4 years from 8 years ago. Well, let's go back to 8 years ago. So within a couple of months of me doing this brain balancing and then also studying this material, I got an opportunity to start teaching it, and I almost missed it. I almost said, hey, this is new. I ain't got enough time. I ain't had enough time to do to study this enough to be a teacher. Are you kidding me? And I really didn't believe in myself at the time, because it was so new that I could do it. I knew I could do it if I had the time and wanted to devote to it, but I couldn't do it. So what happened was this: I went ahead and took a chance on me, right? And ever since then, I'm betting on me, because I know I'm working on myself every day. So I'm not afraid to take risks, because I look at I'm leveraging risk, because I'm already preparing myself on a daily basis for opportunities to advance myself in my finances, in my health, and in relationships. And so anyhow, I start teaching the class as a way to learn it. I said, well, the best way to learn something is to teach it. And let me tell you, it was a knock out the park. When I tell you I was so inspired by this material of how to get access to intentional access consciously to parts of my brain that were locked in the subconscious mind, I was able to tap into that. And I didn't know what it looked like, but when I experienced it, I knew exactly what it was, right? And then from then, I started teaching. So ever since then, I've been teaching this science for the last 19 terms, like 19 semesters. I'm going into the 19th semester here in the spring on the 28th. And then 4 years ago, which is 4 years later after I started coaching one-on-one. And that's when I really learned how to integrate this. So when I started, I learned technically how things work, and I could make the concepts make sense. But then it was when I started practicing this, that's when the integration happened. And that's when I was able to practice with other people through coaching. And then I could see what was working for me was working for them. Do you know, just to give you a light, I've had 886 coaching sessions one-on-one since 4 years ago. And the interesting correlation, when I started teaching, it was a leap year. When I started coaching, it was 2020, another leap year. Now we're in another leap year, and my focus is to create a telepathic community since we're moving to the telepathic age. And we already even started a group called the Telepathic Remembrance Group, where we practice remote viewing and precognition and retrocognition and some of these things. And we've had some serious advancements in a short period of time. So far, we've had 2 semesters of that, and we see exactly how to take this to the next stage. So if you're looking at this and you have different abilities that you want to nurture and to be able to become stronger in, you are truly in the right space at the right time. And I'm going to be doing this talk every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll even have some guests on here that have had some success with these techniques to help you and countless others advance their life and evolve to stages of consciousness they hadn't even dreamed of. All right. So with that being said, today we're going to talk about how to focus on your vision. So we're going to talk about from the Mayan cosmology, the Olmec or the She People cosmology, what that means to a mind that wants to evolve and be tapped in on levels in their cosmic memory that they hadn't seen yet. Okay. And so with that being the case, we're going to go on ahead and get it moving and grooving. All right. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and do the prayer of the 7 galactic directions. I love this prayer because if you listen to it, it positions you to be in the greatest posture to win. From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us so we may know all from within. From the west, house of transformation. Now, this is where you got to put in the work, because if what you was doing could get you what you wanted, you'd already have it, right? From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. And from below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. And from this intergalactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum Unaku Eva Maya E Maho. Ayum Unaku Eva Maya E Maho. Ayum Unaku Eva Maya E Maho. All hail the harmony of mind and nature. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. All right. So we're talking about moving from the information age into the telepathic age. And this is the emergence of what we call the synchronistic human, which is someone who is able to be multidimensional while unifying energy from the synchronicities of natural time cycles towards the holonomic evolution of humanity, Mother Earth, and the galactic whole. And some of these words we may not have heard before, but holonomic comes from the law of holonomy, which means we are systems inside of larger systems as it relates to energy. All right. And so as it relates to energy, we're connected to everything. So the blood cells are connected to what? The circulatory system. The circulatory system is connected to what? The human body. The human body is part of the biosphere. You see, on the 5th dimensional level, energetically, we're all connected to everything, and everything is just another version of ourselves. The planet is another version of the human. The solar system is another version of the planet. And so as we're able to think in this holistic manner, we now can shift and upgrade our levels of consciousness so that now we can be God and goddesses over our affairs. It's all based on the level of consciousness. It doesn't matter so much, are you a male or are you a female? What is the state of consciousness that you are operating from and in is going to determine what locus and focus you have and what influence you have over creating your earthly destiny. So this is very powerful for us to tap into. Now, we follow the 13 moon calendar, and as we follow it, we also synchronize it with another calendar we call the 260-day calendar. Let's just look at the 13 moon calendar first. This is what we call a synchronometer. And those individuals who want to evolve, you really shouldn't follow calendars that don't have a cosmic purpose in it, that won't allow you to evolve spiritually. It's just a man-made calendar to be able to track. Calends means to account for, right? And so now we are accounting for the time is money paradigm. Now, there's nothing wrong with time and ain't nothing wrong with money, but here's what happens to the human psyche. You start to believe that time is money. And in a certain state of consciousness, it is. But in that type of mindset, what you have as consciousness in this human body will tend to expire instead of following the synchronicities and tapping into your Akashic memory, your cosmic memory, to inspire yourself to see the whole picture of who you could be in this physical body. And so now that's a whole different experience, right? So you see that there's some different symbology on this synchronometer to help us. So we're synchronizing cosmic cycles. Now, why would we want to do that? Let me tell you why. Because as we synchronize cosmic cycles, it opens up our mind or our all-seeing eye to see all the memories that we have access to. Now, why do I talk about that? Well, scientists say that we have over 100 plus million years of memory. And let me tell you, I almost got mad when I heard that, because I said, well, man, how much do I think I'm really tapping into? And when I started, I said, man, probably I can't remember 100 years. My imagination can go, but it gets tough. So 100 versus 100 million, that's not even 1/1,000,000th of my potential. And so I start playing the game. What if I tapped into this memory and was able to move things with my mind and become telekinesic? What if I was able to tap into telepathy in a way where I could understand and foresee what was going to happen before it happened? What if I could remote view and I can be here where I am right now and be seeing what something that's going on in a whole nother part of the world? What if I did that and that happened? What kind of significance would that hold in terms of my purpose in my journey of remembrance to fulfill my earthly destiny? And so as I started to go through these practices, I definitely started to see some insights and had some downloads that kind of blew me away. And what it did more than anything, you have me saying that evolution is the solution. Because whatever you're dealing with right now, there's a state of consciousness that's God over the circumstances that may have you troubled. Whether it's health concerns, if you're in a state of illness, if your consciousness is in a state of illness, there is an equalization of wellness. If you in the habit, because you got a conflict with relationships, so you keep attracting relationships of lack, well, you could equalize that and start attracting relationships of abundance, companions of destiny, right? And let's just say prosperity. You have an issue with money. See, what I'm saying to you is abundance doesn't flow to a conflict or a complex. You see, that repels it. But the open channel does receive it. So abundance is a gift for us all unless we block it. So when we look at this calendar, it's really focusing on 3 different cycles. The 14 here that you see, we're on the 14th day of the solar Jaguar moon, and every moon asks a question for 28 days. Look at the question this one asked, and we're on day 14, so we got 14 days left. How do I attain my purpose? Now, every month that I studied before I start, or I looked at as I went through the calendar, January didn't ask me nothing. February didn't ask me nothing. March, April, May, February asked things about Black history, and there's some other things that were feeding in there, right? But ultimately, we know Deci doesn't mean 12; it means 10. Right? We know November doesn't mean 11, it means 9. So again, tell me, why are we following this calendar? What is it programming us to do? What is the purpose of it for our existence? And I couldn't think of anything good except to become mechanical, to become programmed in the artificial matrix, in the artificial construct of time, which put a consciousness lock on our mind. That's what the clock is, the C lock. The consciousness lock. And I learned that from Baba Wanik, Kimi Tahuti Shabazz, Vazak Votan, who've been teaching this for 20 years already, 25 years before I started. You know, and so in looking at this, you say, all right, how do I attain my purpose? What is my purpose? And so if this is the question for you, and you say, well, what is my purpose? Well, now you empower your brain to come up with answers. Your brain might say, you need to ask Neb Taharka how to figure that out, because if he figured it out, then you could figure it out. Right? And so now that you figured out your purpose, now how do I attain my purpose? How do you think that's going to make you feel? You ever have a job or be in a relationship or be in a business and you just didn't feel fulfilled in it? And we're wandering around aimlessly, not fulfilled. And then some of us are living in quiet desperation with a smile and a nice suit on. And nobody knows we're unfulfilled. What is going to bring that through? Well, when you figure out your galactic purpose on the planet, it's a lot easier to find that fulfillment than if you don't have a purpose, right? Some people even have what they call good jobs, and that's great because it's something that you enjoy doing, but that's not your purpose. Your purpose you take to everything. The job is just a vehicle. The ministry is just a vehicle to carry out your purpose. My purpose is to empower in order to catalyze. So if I'm seeing people be empowered, if I'm empowering myself, if I see things getting stirred up, then I'm in the right place. And I'm like, ooh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. And so I'm feeling very energetic. If I feel everybody going backwards in time and everybody just, getting into shame and doubt and guilt and all like this, and I say, okay, well, it's time for me to go. Right? It's time to go. So what happens here is the 14th is the 14th day of the solar moon. And this picture here, this blue picture, is what we call the glyph for the archetype, the magician or the monkey. And so there's some notation here, but this is called the galactic monkey, kin number 151. Now, what are these kins? So those of you may be seeing this for the first time or something. The kin, we know what kin is. Kinfolk. This is what kinfolk came with, who's related to us. But this is on a galactic consciousness level. So kin 151 is the 151st expression of the creator out of 260. Remember, we're talking about a 260-day cycle. Now, when I show you the 260-day cycle, what really blows my mind about that cycle is I figured out that it was the key to evolve spiritually and access your cosmic memory. And as we access the cosmic memory, we realize higher states of consciousness that we can operate where we don't have to be conflicted by things on the material plane or on the gravitational level, the level that we are on right now in our waking consciousness, right? And so I follow this every day. Every day I follow it, and it blows my mind, the synchronicities that I tap into. This is the spiritual calendar we call the Tzolk'in, right? See the kin on the end, right? And this is the calendar that the original Mexicans, the Olmecs, or also known as the She people, and the Galactic Maya followed. What's so fascinating about them is that when they followed these calendrical systems, they were able to do extraordinary things with their mind. Another group is the Dogon, right, from Mali. They were able to see star Sirius without a telescope. Now just think about that. And they would do rituals and things. So how were they able to do it? Well, they were able to tap into their mind in different ways that others couldn't, so it appears. And I've done some of these practices and I've experienced similar experiences as I continue to get better and better at this process. So you see that this, I call this calendar the galactic DNA. And these green areas are said to be portals. So you can see here on this right side, 146 to 155, there's 10 of them in a row. And so for this purpose, every time there's 10 of them in a row, we do something called the past portals, which is on the left side, and the future portals. It's called a galactic run of portals. This is 10 of them in a row, 10 different opportunities to tap into our cosmic memory and upgrade our consciousness. And so I've been doing this for 8 years now. And I just am blown away at the advancements that I've had just by doing this. Right, so we are on 151. You can see the green box, and so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more kin to go until we complete, which should be on March the 24th. This is going to end a quantum leap period because I want you to think about something that we had a leap day on February the 29th, and then there was a leap period, right? The 1st through the 24th. Is a quantum leap period. That means that you focus on the things that are most important to you, so that the more you work on it, the more momentum you create to create a springboard forward from the old time into the new time. That's what we're doing right now. And also something else is significant is that we've had over the Gregorian calendar that we follow that we don't think nothing about. We've been in existence with that for over 441 years. But did you know that the class I teach, the Hollow Mind Perceiver, has 441 codes to it of remembrance? 441 codes to the totality of time and mind and how the universe operates. Now, I didn't know 8 years ago that this was going to come to a climax. All of these synchronicities have come to a head for me. All right. This is my 52nd year. And so those who study this science, they know the 52-year castle and path of destiny is about being able to now move into eldership and now go into your second creation. Now, you don't have to know all the details of what that is so that you can advance yourself any more than we know all the details of how electricity works. We don't know all the details of how electricity works. We know if we turn on the knob and we put something on the stove to cook, it'll be done in about 15 minutes, depending on what it is. And then it's time to eat. We don't really have to know all the details about how electricity works. We just know that it works. And it's the same here. As you begin to unfold that it works, you're now going to tap into circuitry in your mind that's been lying dormant, and it's going to advance you in several different ways. All right? Very, very, very powerful. So today's kin, all the kin have an affirmation to it. Today's kin for the blue galactic monkey, right, states, I harmonize in order to play, modeling illusion. I seal the process of magic with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of vision. Now, we usually say this 3 times to make it affirmative and send a message into the cosmos. I harmonize in order to play, modeling illusion. I seal the process of magic with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of vision. One more time to lock it in. I harmonize in order to play, modeling illusion. I seal the process of magic with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of vision, and I am a galactic activation portal in order to play, modeling illusion, the process of magic, tone of integrity, and the power of vision enter me. Whew. What does this mean? So you have this affirmation right here. And what are we harmonizing? Right? Well, we're in the evolutionary cycle of the yellow seed wave spell. It's an evolutionary cycle. That's what that wave spell is. And it's dealing with targeted awareness. And with the targeted awareness, we're harmonizing that with the illusions that are coming into place. Right? So as the monkey is dealing with inner child energy, right? Joy, which is unconditional love for the self expressed as joy. That's what that is. And so now this is a very huge magnetized state to be in. A state of joy magnetizes what? More joy. And it's like magic, right? And so we seal the process of magic with the galactic tone of integrity. That's what holds everything together. Can you imagine if you got a hold of some magic and you didn't have no integrity and you start doing bad things to good people and bad things to bad people, what kind of karma that would bring on you? So you have to have the tone of integrity to tap into your magic. And we're guided by the power of vision, right? And so looking at this is a very powerful position. And then you see all these different pictures on here. This represents the 5 bodies that support you on carrying out your purpose every day. We call it the 5th force oracle because we have what? The physical body on the right. The guide, the spiritual guide on the top is informing us about how to keep us guided on the top. On the left is the mental body that challenges and strengthens our ability to remember. And on the bottom, we had the hidden and unexpected, the occult body, right? The occult body is the emotional body that we correlated with. So now we walking with an atmosphere, and in the middle is the soul, right? The spirit is a reflection of the soul. So now we walking with 5 bodies. A lot of us think we walking with 1. You see, we walking with a crew of 5 and don't even know it. This is why you need to understand your cosmic anatomy and how to access and upgrade your DNA through following these practices that we're talking about. It's available. We can do it. All we need to know is that it's possible because somewhere in this 100+ million years of memory, we're able to do that. All right. All right. So now that we got that out the way, I want to read this on the magician. So you can see the power of the energy you're working with and talk about how to focus on your vision, right? It states, I am the magician, coded by the blue monkey. My number is 11, master code. I arise out of nothing with self-liberated perception by means of the double 11, the 1111. I project multiple realities for the sake of universal transcension. As the generator of the blue electrical circuit, I am the blue alchemist, the illusion of my own existence projected by my double terminated crystal. I exemplify the enigma of reality, neither coming nor going, neither ending nor beginning. To those who think I am an enigma, I am real. Those who think I'm real, I am an enigma. Wherever illusion remains, there I am to dispel and to dissolve it. For I hold the magic tables in numbers that enter you into the cosmic mind play. So there's 20 of these archetypes, and they each have a write-up like this. The 20 archetypes represent the 20 dynamic frequencies of light in our solar system. And when those frequencies of light come together with the 13 tones of creation through motion and manifestation, right, where thoughts become things, you bring that light together with those cosmic tones and you get the power to manifest, materialize, and create on the gravitational plane on the earth. And you're able to do that through one of the 260 expressions of the creator we call kin. And once you're able to dive deeper into this, it will help you unblock blockages. It will help you solve, right, mysteries that you ain't been able to solve the deeper that you go into it. And it's very powerful to be revealed to yourself in this manner. All right. So when we talk about our vision, all right. So today is we're in what we call the day of the magician, and we're guided by the eagle. Now the eagle deals with vision and focus, right? The eagle really doesn't miss. It's 2-3 mile up in the stratosphere, right? And then its eyesight is so good, but when it strikes, it usually doesn't miss. The eagles don't flock, right? And so with your vision, let me tell you how to focus on your vision. I want to give you something today that can change how you focus on your vision and help you be more successful than you ever been. Are you ready? Let me tell you something right now. Your vision is focused on your self-image. How you focus on yourself, being the power of God in you, is how your vision is going to be projected out into your reality. So your vision is going to be focused on your self-image. So if you have a poor self-image, but a grand vision, the logical side of your brain is going to say, wait a minute, that doesn't work out. That doesn't shake out, because the image in which the sentient being sees themselves cannot fulfill the vision that they have in their mind. So what'll happen is you'll see it manifested by somebody else. You see, how many of you ever wanted a car or something, and you visualize, keep visualizing, and you start seeing this car and the color everywhere. You didn't see it before, but you see other people driving it. You see other people in the houses in the vision that you see, because you have a self-image that states, all you got to do is ask a question, am I worthy? That's implying that you're not worthy. Do I have what it takes? All it takes is 1% doubt and you out. So now how do you take that energy and say, wait a minute, before I start manifesting this vision, let me check out where my self-image is. How do I see myself in my heart of hearts? How do I see myself? Do I see myself as somebody who's a quitter or somebody that doesn't complete things? And then I get excited when I see, get inspired and I see something that I think I can do, and I forget that I have this myopic view of myself before I start breaking ground and doing it. And then what happens at the end? Well, self-sabotage comes in at the end. We don't want that. You see, what we want to do is we want to know that no matter who you are, you already have enough to complete the vision that you have in your mind. Why? Because you have the unlimited power of God and the essence of God in you, and all things are possible with that power. So those who realize this power, they don't even let a lack of education stop them. They don't even let a lack of self-confidence stop them. They know that with this power, they can create and manifest the vision that they have in their mind. We call it vision casting, right? There's vision and there's vision casting. When you cast your vision, it's because you have the fortitude to carry it out no matter what. And you already know that the universe is going to help create by giving you people, places, and things to help you to be successful, even when you may not be able to help yourself. The key to the vision is not the vision, because people don't follow, right? People don't leave the vision, they leave the leader. They leave the visionary, because the visionary can't manifest the vision. But they like the vision. So let me find it. Let me either become the visionary that can manifest the vision, or let me find somebody who can manifest the vision. And that's why you see people leaving churches and relationships and this, that, and the other, because the image, the self-image, was not able to surpass the obstacles that it takes to manifest the vision. So you have to work on, and I've had to do this too, because I got into some new industries and it can shake your confidence. Like, oh, can I do it in this industry too? Yeah, just focus on the universal principles. You could be successful in anything when you understand how success works. There's a learning curve. It takes a focus. It takes a degree of competency and dedication, and it takes a degree of intelligence that you build to figure out, an ingenuity to figure out how it works. And once you do, then you got it figured out. Now it's just working the work. But if I can't tell you anything else, the way you focus on your vision is to allow your vision to focus on your self-image, to be aware that your self-image, how you see yourself, is fully capable right now. So if you want to make $1 million right now, and you're just excited about being a millionaire, but then when you get home or you go to bed, you looking at the ceiling and you say, it would be nice to make those million, but I haven't even made 100,000 yet. Uh-oh. Now the self-talk starts tapping in. Yeah, and I hadn't seen you be successful at nothing in the last decade. Yeah, I guess I hadn't. And you got a divorce 5 years ago because you promised a vision that you were going to be able to create and you couldn't do it. And then, so guess what? Your spouse left you because it was too tough. And then you go further and you say, yeah, you know what? And also, you know, you're not in the right industry to make that million. How you going to make $1 million in that way? Well, if a worm farm can make $1 million, a worm farm, right? Somebody running a worm farm can make $1 million. It's not about can you prosper. It's how you see yourself and what you're passionate about. So you can't sit and look at the ceiling and say everything that you're not and think you're going to fulfill this vision. And then we'll go and say, well, I don't have the energy to do it. Dang. So how am I going to do it? So you're creating more doubt. You know, the people, I had some bad relationships with people that would help me, but now we're not talking no more. Dang, so I ain't got no team. Right? So now you are really talking yourself out of the vision. And then when you wake up, you say, hey, everybody, I'm ready. Let's go get to the vision. But inside, you don't believe you can do it. Right? It's not in your heart. And until it gets in your heart of hearts, you won't be able to probably manifest that vision. And if you do, it'll be here today and gone tomorrow. Has anybody ever experienced that besides me? So what I figured out, I started looking at, well, how do I see myself, Neb Taharka? And so the problem with being smart, it's a lot of smart people on the line, I'm sure. But the problem with being smart is you know how it won't work. Right? You so smart, you know how it won't work. See, here's another way it won't work. Right? Here's another way it won't work. And see, it definitely don't have the wrong spouse. It ain't gonna work with the wrong spouse. So you make a list of every way it won't work. You're an expert in that versus making a list of every way that it can and will work. But that is representing how you see yourself, because you're talking yourself out of it while you are trying to cast a vision and carry it out. So you have to be able to not just focus on your vision. You have to focus on your vision like the ego consciousness that I can't miss carrying out this vision. I can't miss it. And so this is how you supersede and you blow through any obstacle that comes your way. This is how you do it, because you already are prepared and equipped for the journey, because you know you already have the power over what it is that you're going to create. That's the master artist, right? I'm going to create it. I'm a creator and I'm going to create it, this vision. But if you don't see yourself as a creator, you won't be able to do it, because your mind will start playing tricks on you. And then you'll realize, dang, man, something else I failed at. I should just stop trying. Look at what's happening now, right? You can never think that way. You always have to think every time you get challenged, you're getting stronger towards accomplishing your vision. So I look for the challenges. I get excited about the challenges. I get excited when I fail, because once I figure out why I failed, I ain't gonna fail that way no more. And here I am. Okay, I'm ready now. I'm more equipped than I was when I started this. And so now I got a better chances to see, oh, I ran into another obstacle. Okay, let me learn. Okay, I figured that out. Now let's go. And so you can't keep overcoming obstacles and not manifest your vision. And it don't matter who you are or how many times you failed. All you have to do is make a decision that I'm worthy. All you have to do is make a decision that I got what it takes right now. I don't need to get another degree. I don't need any approval. The approval is that I was born into this reality to access this abundance. So I don't need any approval. I love the naysayers. That gives me fuel to win. And you know, if you're dedicated and committed to the process, there's no way you could fail. But let me tell you what happened. Sometimes we get into the shadow wisdom and we get too serious about what's supposed to happen versus being serious enough about development, developing the skills. What are some of the skills? Leadership skills, team building skills, right? Critical thinking skills. These are critical success factors that help show that you're approved and worthy of manifesting the vision and enjoying the benefits from that vision, because you done already put in the work. Now, what if you hadn't put in the work? Well, be dedicated to putting in the work. But that has nothing to do with right now you being so dedicated that you can manifest the vision right now and handle it, maintain and sustain it, and advance it from here. Now, you may need a team to help you advance it, but you can do it. Ashe? So you got to focus. And I like using the ego or the cosmology, the fourth dimension of the law of time. This states energy factored by time is art. So when I get into a vision, I know it's going to challenge me. And so every challenge I come to, I say, how is this going to help me evolve my consciousness so I can get past this challenge? That's what anybody else has done. Don't make it easy on me. Let me make myself become better. Yeah, let me strengthen these muscles. Let me be able to stand on my own. Don't enable me by giving it to me. I don't want it. Because the key to manifesting the vision is not you manifesting the vision, it's who you become in the process. And part of the shadow wisdom of the monkey is the monkey really likes to play and be in a state of joy, like letting your inner child run loose. But a shadow of that is being too serious. And when you're too serious and too intense, you start to demagnetize yourself from attracting the people, places, resources, and things to manifest your vision. And now you always are so serious that nobody wants to be around you. Nobody wants to work with you. You don't include any type of enjoyment with it, with working with you. And so if you can't get people to work with you, it's hard to do bigger projects. Right? So these are some things, some tips that when you got a vision, you start working on it. But if you start second guessing yourself and you just satisfied with sharing your vision, hey, I like to see, me be able to expand worldwide with this product, and we'll be able to do this and do that, and everybody will be excited from hearing your story. But you ain't got no plans of doing nothing after you tell that story, the next day or the day after that. And you've been doing this for years, some of us. Just sharing with people what we think we'll do. So they'll tell us, oh, that's a great vision. You should do it. And you never do it. You know why? Because you don't believe in yourself enough. You don't see it in yourself. Your self-image is tainted. Because if you knew you could do it, let me tell you a secret. You'd already have done it. Because if what you was doing could get you what you want, you'd already have it. So now you got to change what you want or change what you're doing. But before you even do all of that, you got to change your self-image to show I'm worthy now. I can do it now. And I know I can and will. Try me. But if you're going to say that, that means you've been equipping yourself and that you're really prepared. You really know that you're prepared to do what's necessary. And so this is very powerful, that you need your vision is going to be a reflection of how you see yourself. Your vision manifested is going to be a reflection of how you see yourself as a divine being in all of your abilities. So I wanted to share this because I think that this is a huge, huge, huge opportunity. I want to show you a quick video. Many people are becoming part of our program. You're welcome to check it out. I want to show a quick video on it so those of you can really put yourself in a position to understand how. All right. So very, very, very powerful stuff. You can be a part. Also, I want to invite all of you, if you're inspired by this, I want you to reach out to me. I want to get you your galactic signature and start showing you how this works. There is a learning curve, because when you're going from going into a multi-dimensional paradigm versus a linear, A before B, B before C, in that kind of sequence, you really slow down your growth process. When you see it from a fifth dimensional perspective, you can really speed up your time and the process of your mind. So on this Sunday, we're going to be closing out the future portals. It's going to be a powerful session. I want to invite you to those of you that get your KIN number, and you can be a guest of ours on to this session. This is really a private group that we do for Amplify Your Purpose. But we like to invite you so you can see, how to accomplish your vision. So we talked about vision tonight, and heal your mind. That's what we want to do. Heal your mind. And this is on 3/24/24 on the Blue Crystal Eagle. All right. So take advantage of that. Use this as a way to inspire you to say, if you're the type of person right now that's asking, man, I wonder what it would be like to advance myself a little bit further than I am right now. What if what he's talking about is true? What if I can tap more into my memory and have power over my circumstances. What would that look like? And all I need to know is there a simple way that I can do that that won't disrupt my life? And the answer is yes. We'll show you the way. Now, right now, we're not looking for everybody because everybody could do it, but not everybody wants to evolve. There's responsibility that comes with evolving. But for those of you that says, you know what, I need something different to operate from. And this makes sense. It's something, I don't understand it, but it's intriguing. I want to invite you to have a conversation with myself and get some of the preliminary things out of the way so you can participate in this session we're going to have Sunday at 10:30. And you're going to be blown away by the potentiality that you have to tap into different circuits in your mind to help you move beyond where you were. This is going to include healing. It's going to include attracting the right people towards you and prosperity. If we can have it all, why settle? All right. So with that being said, I trust that this has been a great session. I'm going to do a Q&A. You know, some of you have some questions. We got people on Clubhouse, and we have people on IG. We have people on YouTube. We have people on Facebook, and I can't see everybody. But if you have some questions about this, I definitely would like you to ask your question. And I'm telling you, this is an opportunity for you to resolve some conflicts that you may have with yourself that's blocking your blessings. All right. And it's no reason why. We know how to fix the conflict for us to continue to block the abundance that's flowing our way. So I'll be looking, I'm going to look in the chat here on Clubhouse and see if I see any questions, or this is a time to do that. We'll just take a couple minutes out. And if you're on YouTube with us, feel free to ask any questions that you have. We can answer a few of them online, and some of them we may need to get offline to get more focused and specific, and be able to really help advance ourselves. That's really what it boils down to. You see, so, you know, I'm really excited about all of this. And I tell you this, we'll be back here on next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we'll be back here, and it's going to be incredible because we're going to be actually talking about on next Wednesday, you know, the mirror principle. Okay. And this is how everything is a reflection of how we align with ourselves. Right. So it's going to be really good. So feel free when we have the synchronistic talks to invite other like-minded individuals that want to evolve. And I'm telling you, if they tap into this like how I did, they're going to advance tremendously. They just need to know how to integrate it. And when this power starts flowing through their life, how not to delete people that are not at that level in their life. That's what's going to take place. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. It's truly been my pleasure as well as a privilege sharing this information. And I trust that all of you will be on this path of evolution. And let me tell you, one more thing. We got a vision. We're calling all the galactic kin. Right. And we're going to have a conference called Meditation on July the 7th. I know that's a little ways out. We got about 16 weeks till then. But what I'm being shown is that we want to get together all different 260 kin in the physical form. So there's a kin number, and then there's individuals who are these kin numbers. Now we got people that are registering their kin on our site. And so we want you to register your kin on our site so we know your kin number. And we want to inform you when we have these check-ins. So we got 16 weeks. Every 4 weeks, we're going to do a check-in and see how many of these 260 kin do we have excited about evolving. Now, once we get to July 7th, mark your calendar also for July the 25th, July 24th through the 26th. We're going to be doing a day at a time celebration. And we want to get as many of these kin, right, in one place in the physical, and we're going to be announcing the place soon. We'll have a registration format that'll be up next week. So we're going to meet in person. So we're going to meet online, and we may have close to 1,000 people online. But boy, we'll be really doing well when we have that 260 and each of those kin in person. Some dynamic things are going to take place when that gathering happens. And this is that quantum leap year for more reasons than one. So don't take this moment in time for granted. If you got any questions, reach out to me on any of the platforms at Neb_Taharka, and let's evolve together. So I would say, in Lakesh, I am another you. Alakin, you are another me. Hotep, Hetipu, and Namaste. And remember, evolution is the solution. Right? Peace.